Gray colored swam.
哦，它没有东西吃哎，很可怜。
所以有一个女生那天在那边喂，哦，是苹果皮哎，
是苹果皮。
我有蛋糕哎，丢一点。
你丢进去，那你还吃？
Oh, there's a pretzel.
我是吃素。
Oh, pretzel. It's a pretzel. That makes sense. See the whole pretzel, you know, the shape's still there.
They went around the whole boat. They started in the back, now they're almost done.
And then next thing we give them the paint.
They're cleaning the boat.
They have like 20 different mustards. So Germany is famous for its different mustards, as you might know. So maybe you want to
Famous mustard company.
and taste some of those things there in the old mustard. 9:30 to 6. Okay.
Yeah, 我做那个西方的那个烤那西方的鱼啊。
It's just a town of about 7,000 people, a typical small town here in the Mosel Valley. And as we will be sailing further upstream in this beautiful river, this afternoon you will have the first idea of how this river valley looks like. In my opinion, it is one of the most beautiful river sceneries that exists in Europe. So don't miss this afternoon. We are in a very deep valley here. The Mosel is a very deep valley, and what you will be seeing is almost monoculture here. Wine, wine, and more wine. Extremely steep slopes, and the Mosel wine is one of the three German wine regions: the Rhine, the Main, and the Mosel. But the Mosel wines probably have the most distinct taste. So, well, you get it everywhere here. Maybe you want to start tasting it already. First time
History wall.
But, up there you see the names of the Roman legions on the very top. 3 Roman legions were stationed here along the Mosel River. Most of them stayed actually in the big capital city of the Roman province of Germania. And that is our port of call the day after tomorrow. The city of Trier, a huge Roman city, and we will see remarkable Roman remains here. So this was always an incorporated part of the Roman Empire. Nevertheless, the Romans did not have a settlement here in Cochem, but most likely only a couple of noblemen's villas used to stand around in this area. What else do we have here? Let me see what else I could show you. There you see the Mosel River in its full dimension. Then, of course, 1689, okay. Destruction. By whom do you think? Hey, again the French. In case, I have to tell you, why did the French destroy every single castle so quickly? As you might wonder. The reason is in a famous town called Heidelberg. Heidelberg was the capital city of a count, a very mighty count. And we still have 300 independent little territories, actually often at war against each other. Counties, dukedoms, bishoprics, free imperial cities, what have you. So the Germans never managed until 1871, when Bismarck united it for the first time, to have a united and powerful empire. The French managed under Louis XIV, and therefore their power was much stronger in this case. So this explains it. By the way, if you want to read about Lieselotte, this poor have a look at this beautiful original gate from the 14th century. I believe you have the old gatekeeper's house right here. This is the house right next to the gate. And have a look at the flood marks there. 1781, 1784. Can you see them?
Yes.
So those were the worst floods ever here in Cochem. Sounds totally absurd, but was enough to cause an attack. Another attack appeared here in 1349. That was the time when the Black Plague struck in Europe, and Jews all over Europe were accused of having poisoned the wells. So you see, brought the man to justice and said, "Your goat ate from my grapes." And the owner of the goat said, no, 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 that wasn't your vineyard, she did fine. And so they said, well, let's make the test. I grow on my vineyard only white wine grapes, white grapes. So what they did is they put the goat into the wine press, pressed it, and of course the thing that came out wasn't white at all. So the verdict was, he didn't eat your white grapes, but obviously it's
I saw that.
Yes.
No, it's alright, it's alright. I can show you like this so you can see it better then. Okay. Maybe I can stay here. Better? Can you see it so? Can I show it like this? Okay. Good. Okay, before we go into the rooms, I would like to tell you just a few things about the history of our castle. This castle was built the first time around the year 1000, and the builder of this castle were Franconian Palatine counts. They were from Aachen. And they were here the owner until 1151. Afterwards, the kings were here, and they were until 1294 the owners. But in this year, a German king, his name was Adolf von Nassau, he had elections to be a king. These elections, they were very expensive. The kings had to King Louis XIV. And he destroyed all the castles between Heidelberg and Cochem. And our castle was a ruin. And if you look on the third picture, you can see here a ruin. And you see that only the main tower survived here. If you look above, you can see the main tower survived. We call it the Witch's Tower. But the Witch's Tower we will see at the end of the tour. The main tower here is about 40 meters high, €100. Yes, it was a bargain. Well, later he added another few million gold marks, and then he rebuilt the castle as you will see it today. In the Second World War, the descendants of Mr. Ravenet, they were forced to owner, and since 1978 the castle belongs to the town of Cochem. Good, this was in short the history. We go now into the rooms, and you are allowed to take pictures everywhere you like, no problem. The red carpet is century. And the ceiling, if you have a look, it's beautiful too, and it was decorated with polka work. That means the people, they made first of all figures of iron, they heated them in the fire and burned them into the beams. And later everything was carved. The walls, if you have a look, the walls, they're all painted too. These are not wallpapers. Mr. Ravenet was so rich, and he told that all the walls has to be painted with gold leaf. A bit of gold leaf, you can see, if you look over there above the door, can you see? Yeah. Well, unfortunately, a lot of this gold leaf was scratched away during the time. The style of the furnishings here we call Renaissance. I think you've heard of Renaissance. And this style loves balance or symmetry. A good example you can see if you have a look onto the fireplace and to the buffet wall.